Hello all, you've reached Frank's Shed. Today's guests are a Dublin group who excel at industrial tinged alternative rock, and it's something this country needs more of, to be honest. And they do with aplomb, and could we please welcome Red Dancers Cometh. Introductions here, we have Roxy, we have Jenner,
how you doing, Mel?
we have Stess.
How you doing?
So, welcome lads. Thanks for coming to the shed.
No problem.
It's almost criminal that you haven't been signed yet, because you're so goddamn catchy, to be honest.
Thank you very
And
much.
you have the whole sonic soundscapes, and you have the production down pat. Everything sounds sweet. So has it been a long road to recognition? Say like gig wise.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It is. We're still on that road.
We're still on that road.
Dublin is it's cruel and unforgiving, is it?
Oh, Dublin's fairly cruel, all right. Yeah, a lot of bands. There's a lot of fighting to get your little place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with original stuff, it's very tough at the moment.
That's it. Yeah. And if you are playing a venue with loads of original bands, they might be very clicky and say it's
Very much like that.
Yeah.
It seems to be very, very much. And as well as that, you're kind of looking to play with like-minded bands, and
yeah.
It's kind of tough.
it kind of is a little bit for what we do, really. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So there's kind of limited options for
Especially when the scene it's so indie at the moment, you know.
Yeah.
There's thousands and thousands of indie bands, and that seems to be what everybody wants to listen to. So industrial rock bands.
Yeah. It's weird though. It's
not exactly dime a dozen.
Your first song, what is it called? And give us the gist.
Only Sins.
Only Sins. Basically about accepting the fact that we're all bad guys. I would say.
All
Yeah.
bad people.
Yeah. So shout out to bad guys.
And that's the end of that chat.
It's kind of the end of it.
Do your thing, lads. next song is?
Oh, it's Crystal.
It's Crystal, yeah.
And
That's a Class A song, I think.
It's a classic.
Class A.
it's a method song.
It's kind of a club vibe off that.
It's our club track, really. And funnily enough, we've actually just got that song remixed
Alright.
into a complete club version.
Club dance track.
Dance track.
Kind of has that vibe, that vein through it anyway, lyrically and the actual
Yeah.
feel off it.
Yeah.
So it's something like it.
You haven't got
And
to test the
obviously
waters with it yet, have you, in the club?
No, not yet.
No.
At home a couple of
Not
times
yet.
already.
Fire away with Crystal. Could you give me the history of the band and where you got that kick-ass name?
Myself and Jenna were fucking around with some new tracks. We'd been in a band together and we were working on kind of a new direction that recorded very well, and it was originally the name of...
It's the name of a track.
Kind of our first track exploring that end of kind of digital, industrial things.
That's when we started using the beats, really.
Yeah.
And that's, we'd call the track that. And
it seemed to be the name of that project going forward, so we hooked up with Stess. We actually robbed him.
Stole.
God, I feel so cheap.
And he was cheap. We traded him for a carton of smokes and a six-pack.
Liqueur. How long are the band together?
Well, we started out
4 years. It's just over
About
4
there,
years.
yeah. We kicked off doing like just a few rehearsals to see if it worked, and then we were feeling it, some sort of energy off it, and then we done a few gigs, tested it out, got some good reactions, and then kind of died straight into making a record.
Yeah.
Cool.
You know, and that took a little while. We'd done a kind of
Took a long while.
produced by Steve Farrell,
Yeah.
and he's also doing the remix actually. And
It's a guest on the remix.
yeah, the guest,
vocalist, actually,
a girlie, Loretta Merriman is guest vocal on it. Makes it ultra club. It's totally slick. So we're really looking forward to that. You'll hear it at some point. We'll be using it.
Have you taken the DIY approach to, say, getting national radio play? Or did somebody just hear your demos and the snowball from
It's
there?
No,
a bit
that's
of-
more hassling people.
Yeah.
players,
Pretty good at camping outside
please.
people's houses
Yeah.
at this point.
We've been fortunate enough, actually.
We have
We
been.
fell
It's
onto
a bit of
that
Dan
Haggerty
Haggerty.
thing.
Yeah, he seems to be a
He's
big
taken
fan,
on
yeah.
to us, yeah.
Yeah, he did, and he's
He's-
played us a few times. Like we've had like 10.
He's
plays
championed
and
it a bit, you know.
Yeah.
So
There's a couple of little stations in England who are giving us a spin.
Halifax, as you were saying?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's all welcome, you know. But it's a bit of hassling people and a bit of people finding out
Yeah.
for themselves. And
If you had to describe your sound, what would you say?
It's very melodic, but yeah, very dark, quite heavy, very beat driven. You know, we're all kind of into that industrial rock music and dance beats and kind of melding that with big ass heavy guitars.
Yeah.
try and work to a song format as
Yeah.
well. A lot of that industrial stuff has a tendency to just go through, but to try and bring a song to that and a hook and a catchiness, I suppose.
Is there any band that you, like, well, any band still in the go that you'd like to share a stage with?
Yeah.
I don't know, in Dublin that's tough. Remember talking
Yeah,
about
well,
The Saturdays.
Go on, do that.
We've shared a few things with the
We've been trying to
Saturdays.
get that support for a long time.
They're just not having any of
No,
that. Not a bit of it.
Not even returning an email.
Any really memorable gig that you've played, and maybe some venue that you might like to forget?
The Spout.
It's half and half, is it?
Oh, I got that.
No, that's a winner. That is a
We
winner.
all agreed on that.
Yeah.
The Spout wins.
Pub lounge, very
Doesn't really
brightly
work for
lit.
kind of music.
2 L men at the bar drinking
Oh,
Guinness.
no.
Yeah.
They were nodding their heads and all that. I think that's what they were doing. I think that was to do with the music.
Your favourite gig, so?
Done a couple of festivals, small festivals, like outdoors. I really like that. It's really backwards.
Do you know what we played
backward
down here
truck thing.
a little while ago? We played a Future Sounds thing down here. It was called Crack.
That's
And
the
great
Portlaoise,
rig.
yeah.
Yeah.
Great rig.
Really
yeah.
big rig, and just back of a truck, and it was kind of the evening was going down, and the music was just kind of going out. And
Yeah,
it
they
was
weren't
really
expecting us either. It was
No.
received well. You know.
Cool.
Well,
When you
we
say
got
down
half the
here, you
crowd
don't
up
mean
on the
Portlaoise,
stage
is
as well.
it?
good.
That's right.
Actually, yeah.
Oh, really, yeah?
Yeah.
Never heard of Future Sounds. Did you, lads? Going by all the songs you have up for free on, say, Reverb Nation and Facebook and all that,
Yeah.
your new album is going to be getting an awful lot of spins, your debut album. So what would you like to tell us about your self-titled new album, and what was the recording process like?
Very long,
Very long.
very slow, enjoyable, testing, but I gotta say, like I've mentioned already, Steve Farrell produced it and done a serious job. Like we wouldn't have done that with anyone else. And he's like, he put in a serious amount of work on kind of bringing it up to the standard that we wanted,
Yeah.
which we kind of weren't up to at the
Kind of
time.
sticking our toe in, but not really too much stuff around like it. So we had to delve in and see how we could
focus
bring
on
our
it.
sound.
Yeah.
You know, it's one thing playing it live; it's another thing to get a fair reflection of it recorded.
You've since sent it off to New York to get mixed and all that.
It was mastered.
Get
It was mastered
mastered.
with
Oh,
George
mastered,
Marino
sorry,
and
sorry,
Sterling Sound. Yeah, so Steel mixed it as well. So it was mastered and Sterling Sound.
Nice one,
George
so-
Marino mastered it.
So-
Captain Rock. So that was great. you
He's
know.
that's the shit he's on. You can find us down the end of his list. That's where we
Yeah.
say. We have him
There.
on. Yeah.
Lastly, we have
Massacre.
Massacre.
It's kind of a runaway
Yeah,
escapism song a little
escaping.
bit. Some driving involved to somewhere maybe unknown, you know. That's it,
It's
basically.
getting away from everything.
It's getting away from something. Alright.
should be
So
well
maybe
there.
you don't know where, you know, but testing the water with it.
Cool. Take it away, lads.
this accountant, he gets lifted for embezzlement. Right, so he's sent away for 10 years. Judge gives him 10 years, slaps down a hammer, goes into the prison first day. He's put in with this big, huge, scary motherfucker. You know, love, hate written across the arms, prison love written down the arm. And your man thinks, oh, bollocks, this is going to be a long fucking 10 years. So the first day your man says nothing. Doesn't speak a word to him. Your man's fucking the bars and Jesus, when am I get out of here? What am I going to do? Second day your man says nothing. The guy starts to relax a bit. He's thinking to himself, maybe this guy's alright. Maybe he'll just leave me alone. You know, maybe he's not into prison love. So on the third day, your man pipes up in the background, big scary fucking dude. Want to play mamas and papas? The guy goes, bollocks. No, not really. You want to be the mama or the papa? The guy goes, well, Jesus, better me giving it to him than him giving it to me. Yeah, I'll be the papa. He goes, why don't you come over here and suck mama's dick?
Thanks a million for coming in. Really appreciate
you, Mel.
it. Your stuff is deadly,
Thank
and
you.
I really hope the new album goes well. And for the rest of you, look out for Red Dancer's Cometh self-titled album. And in the meantime, you're on the internet. Hit them up right now. And that's it for FranksShedTV. Catch you next time. Good luck!